What's up, fellow collectors? Godzilla back again for another review, and today we're taking a look at another Godzilla figure, and this is the S.H.MonsterArts 50th anniversary special set of Hedorah. Now, Hedorah is one of the old school kaijus, and not really one of my favorites, but just the design. Like, remember he first popped up? I think back then I used to call him the Smog Monster, but just something about those weird red beady eyes, like just some of those eyes, and then the weird tail and everything, everything is just drooping off him. So it was like a unique kaiju. Not one of my favorites, but unique. But when I saw the figure come out, I was like, oh man, I gotta get that figure. Because I never thought we were gonna get Hedorah. He's, like I said, not a fan favorite as much, but when it comes to like art style and stuff like that, people do love drawing Hedorah, and he does match blend with different colors. And when you have him like on apparels and shit, like shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. So as you can see, this one does come with the two other versions, forms of him. And that's a cool feature right there. Like I always been complaining that S.H.MonsterArts rarely gives us accessories or blast effects. At least they give us other forms of the character. So with that in mind, please hit the like, subscribe button, click that bell notification, and let's get this review started. Dale! What's up, fellow collectors? Die action. Dale. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box before we get to figure out the box. And I gotta say, in my opinion, this is one of the best S.H.MonsterArts boxes they've made so far. I love the way they got Hedorah there. That's the picture of the figure. But they got the red, blue, black, like swirls going around in the background. Love that 50th anniversary Hedorah right there. That little sticker right there. That looks pretty cool. Got the little foil as always. Bandai. Godzilla 2022. Down here, all the legal information. Another picture of the figure right there. Right there aside, they got the nice black and white picture of Hedorah. And then right in the back, you see the two other forms of Hedorah right there. The figure, the little oozy green stuff, yellow stuff in his back. Right there. And then right on the top, they got the Hedorah again, 50th anniversary special set. And then right in the bottom right here, again, some more stuff right there. All right, let's go ahead and get Hedorah and his two forms out the box. So once you get him out the box, you agree with 1.5 clamshells. And real quick, one thing I do want to say, this form was a lot bigger than I thought. I didn't think it was gonna be this big. I did look at Diego Doom's review real quick, and I just didn't notice how big this piece was. So it's gonna be very interesting because I just reorganized my Godzilla shelf, so I might have to make some more space for this guy right here. But anyways, top clamshell has a door right there, has all the forms. I guess this is the flying form right here. I can't see that good yet. And then the bottom one has, yep. So that's the base, the stands, and the custom stands that kind of hold the pieces in there in place. So there you go, 2 clamshells. So now let's go ahead and get Hedorah and all the accessories that come in this box. I gotta say, it's quite a good amount for, S.H.MonsterArts figure. But let's take it out and take a close look in 4K at everything that comes in the packaging. And there we have Hedorah laid out with all the different accessories and pieces that come in there. So of course, I'm gonna start with the small figure first. So let's look at the Hedorah swimming version first. This is the swimming version right here. This is the first version of it right there, if I remember correctly. Now, this is from the 1971 Godzilla vs. Hedorah. So it's been a while since I've seen this, so I may have forgotten a few things here and there, but this definitely looks from what I remember. As you can see the outline of his body right there. You can see the arm, the hands, whatever you want to call them, forming down there. Get the nice detail across the bar, like the body, like whatever sludge, whatever it is. Get the nice little creepy eyes right here. Look at those eyes. That's creepy. Now, one cool thing about this. Now, this normally would go, if you wanted to have this like in the swimming or flying type form, you would take this base right here, and then you would plug this into there. And then when that's plugged in, you can plug in the top here onto there. And this will basically hold him, kind of just fits right there. Now, a cool feature I didn't know that actually has is take this piece off. And if you want to use this right here, because this is basically his swimming form. So if you want to use this right here to make him like a little puddle or whatnot, what you do is detach the head right here. You can see a seam line there. Detach that head. There you go. You got a spare part right there. Then you take this and it fits perfectly into it. You see a little peg hole right there. And you plug that in just like that. And there you go. So you can basically have Just, I mean, I'll plug it in more, but I'm gonna put it back on the piece. But you could basically have like that puddle, like the swimming type form right there, like a big puddle right there on the floor, instead of having both of them in the flying form. All right, so we put that back. Let's put this back on there. And let's look at the flying form. So this is the one that I did not know it came this big, man. Look at those creepy eyes. This is what I'm saying. This is what stood out for me for Hedorah, those weird, creepy eyes. Like he's just looking into your soul. Like, all right. But what's cool about this, same thing with the other ones. See, this one you can kind of see the design of there, but you can see more of it forming underneath here. It looks like a praying, not praying mantis, like a mantis, like a underwater mantis. It's just like that with the little thing that killed the Steve Irwin thing. So here we go right here. Missed that guy. All right, so there you go. The cool detail is going across the body of this. I'll tell you, it looks just like a freaking one of those things with no ocean. I forget what you call it. But yeah, look at that. Here we go right here. And you get underneath right there, you get the nice details and design in there. Nice, decent paint on there. The tail going on there. Now for him, he would normally use this base right here. So this, if I remember correctly, you have to match it up under here somewhere, like something like that, or maybe like this. I think it's this way. Yeah, so it fits in just like that. You put that piece right there. And then you take this piece right here, plug that into there. And then you take this piece right here and plug that into there. And that's how you would have him basically in the flying form. So definitely, I will definitely be showing this in the final post. So don't worry about it. But that's pretty cool too. See what I'm saying? For $200, I think $200, I ended up spending $130 on this. It actually went on sale. So I got this for $130. So I'm super happy about that. But for $130, go to the accessories you come with. There's no articulation on these two pieces other than this head coming off right here. Just keep that in mind. All right. Now, let's take a look at the man himself, the adult form. And here is Hedorah. Now, let me see if I bring the brightness a little bit down. I want to see if the brightness is making it look a little bit more bluish. There we go. He is more of a grayish color. So I just want to see that brightness is bringing it a little bit bluish. But as you can see, the nice detail going across the whole body. Different reds there. And it still has those weird sideways beating looking eyes, man. Them things look creepy. Nice detail going across there. You see the little thing. Looks like it's cracking open right here. You see some kind of maybe gas is going to start pouring out from there. Nice yellow paint going on there. You can see real deep into the crevice right there. Nice little hint here. The little weird looking colors right here with the pink or red, yellow. It looks pink on camera, but it looks red in person. Nice detail going all through his tail. Nice red, different colors going through there. The feet, look at those feet, just weird looking feet. That's like a splotch of oil or something just fell there. And all across. All right, so let's look at the articulation on Hedorah. So his head can go sideways. Can he do a free 360? Let's see, full 360. He probably can. Yeah, he could do he could, but I don't want to take the chance. But you do get some articulation in the back of the head. So right here, this moves up. There's two layers, one here, one there. And these two move up to give you more articulation. He can go a little bit sideways. He can look down a little bit and then look up a good amount, thanks to the little movable parts in the back of the head. Now, the arms. He can move his arms all the way up. And it seems like the arms are the same type of design with the tails, like the Godzilla tails. We're seeing like a bunch of ball joints right there. But you can see the arms that one's a little tight. Yeah, so if you're an S.H.MonsterArts fan, you know to get used to this, like parts coming off. Because sometimes they're just like QC issue or just not fully pegged in. But there we go. So the arms can go. He can somewhat do a T-pose. Just can't go back. Oh, this one can go back. Let's see if this one can go back. All right, so this one's a little bit more hindered because you can see there on this side, there's more leeway between that arm and that back piece. And on this one, not as much. So not as much there. So this arm cannot go back as far, but he can still get his arms up somewhat of a T-pose. The head moves sideways. Let's see if we have any waist articulation. So you do get a little bit waist right here. Articulation right there. You can hear it moving. You could get a little bit sideways, but mostly side to side. Then the legs, these little things right here are movable also. So you can actually see there, the little flap there. And you can see the leg under there So the legs can go pretty far up. You can do what? Can you do a split? Look at that. Hedorah is doing a split. So Hedorah can do a somewhat of a split. So you can have him somewhat maybe like jumping out the air, like roar. Have the tail go down, like roar. So yeah, man, that's cool. The legs feel a little loose, but what I'm thinking is the fact that these feet are so wide, flat like that, it's gonna definitely support him. But the legs do feel a little loose, and the tail's gonna hold the weight too. But the legs do feel a little loose, and you do get some bend at the feet, at the knee. I'm sorry, you can see right there. And put the brightness back a little bit higher, just so you can see all the joints in there. So you can see the bend there. This is the knee, and then you do get twist at the thighs, and you get twist at the thigh, and twist at the ankle. And his feet can go, let's see, still bit side to side. He can bend his feet up, or toes, whatever you want to call it. Oh, look, a piece came off. Elbow's not, look at a little, all right, so yeah. Like I said, this is normal. If you're a Godzilla fan, this is something that may happen to you. It can go pretty far down, and like I said, you do get a twist there. All right, so I'll put that back later. Now, let's go ahead and look. Let me see if this moves up too. This one moves up also. Is there in the back? These kind of slide. So it's like he's basically layered, man. It looks like he's wearing like what's those things called? The Gillian suits? I forgot what we call it. I should know it when I was military. All right, so the tail. This is what S.H.MonsterArts, in my opinion, excels at when it comes to the tail articulation and the strength it holds. So the tail can bend there, bend here, bend there. A bunch of ball joints all across the tail. Nice segmented. You can go straight down. You have his tail straight. You can move it sideways at the bottom portion of it. And then you can even go all the way up. Look at that bend. And it stays there. It doesn't flap down or nothing. It does not flap down. You can even go down this way more. Let's see. So you're kind of limited right there because you can see the joint right there. But you can go all the way down this way. And man, this tail is cool, man. I like the tail. I like the way the arms feel. The arms actually feel real like free. Look at the paint under the arms. Definitely a cool design for this creature, man. This kaiju, man. Whoever designed this, man, much credit. When I first saw him, I was like, oh, this dude looks sloppy. But he looks good, man. Figure form. I love the way Hedorah feels. He looks creepy. So many different poses you can get him in. For such a weird-looking character, he does have a lot of articulation. I do like that a lot. All right, so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece back on, and then we're going to go ahead and get a size comparison started. Because we looked at everything else already as it is in the packaging. Oh, one cool thing, too, is, in my opinion, you could probably do this, take this off, and then maybe have him flying, and maybe have like a smudge, like sludge mark on the floor, maybe. I'll probably try that out one of the final poses. All right, let's go ahead and get size comparison started. All right, so I want to make sure you get a size comparison with all three versions of the figure. So there we go, all three versions ready for a size comparison. And let's go ahead and bring in some S.H.MonsterArts. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the first one. It's going to be the S.H.MonsterArts. I think it's like 70, 72 Godzilla. I want to bring in one within the same time era. Of course, let's go ahead and bring one of the bad guys. And this is my favorite kaiju. This is the S.H.MonsterArts Gigan. And then something off, just random thing real quick. Because it is a beast form and it kind of reminds me of Kong. Here we have the Takara Tomy Optimus Primal Transformers Masterpiece. So there we go. Different figures from different lines. Well, actually two from the same line, one from a different line. But if you have any of these in your current collection, you want to get an idea how Hedorah will fit in your collection, there you go. Here's a good size comparison to see how he will fit in your display or in your collection. All right, let's go ahead and get the final thoughts and final poses started. All right, so in this final pose, I basically wanted to get all of them on there so you can see a good 360 of each three versions of Hedorah. And as much as I want to do the puddle side, I am enjoying like to have all three versions on there displayed. But more than likely, I think I'm gonna stick with the puddle version of the smaller version, the youngest version. But man, this guy so far, like I haven't had any issues with them other than that one piece falling off. But it was easily pegged back in. It's no problems at all. The flying version actually has a lot of weight to it. So I'm impressed with the stand that they're using. The little special adapter underneath that fits them perfectly. It's very secure. It's not, you know, if the table shakes or whatnot, it's not going to fall off. Same thing for the swimming version. Holds them very securely, which is something that I do like that S.H. Figure Arts does do. But I had issues been previously in the past with these type of stands with my King Ghidorah, the old school King Ghidorah version. The peg broke off in the stand part, so I'm intrigued to see how durable this was going to be. Maybe it looks like a redesigned version of the stand for the flying version, so I'm really intrigued to see how long it's going to last without hopefully anything breaking. But if you pick up this figure, you definitely have to have all three versions displayed. At least in my opinion, you have to have all three versions of Hedorah displayed because they look so damn cool. The details on each one is very in depth. Like you can just spend some time there looking at every little thing in there. Hedorah himself has plenty of detail too, and I love that cracking on top of his head. So of course, I had to include some kind of battle scene. So here we got Godzilla battling Hedorah. You see Hedorah grabbing his tail. Godzilla's trying to reach the small, swimming away, flying away, whatever you want to call it. Ghidorah trying to escape. As he tries to bite the Ghidorah, you see the big, full-grown Ghidorah stuffs his hand in Godzilla's mouth to prevent him from catching the small Ghidorah. So now, one quick issue I did have with posing this guy, that left arm, you see how high I have it? That's as high as it can go because if you try to bend it up more, it actually does pop out the peg. So I was scared at first. I thought I broke the figure, but no, I did not break the figure. Basically, if you articulate it too high, it just pops right off. If you're used to any S.H.MonsterArts tails, you know that's like a kind of a normal thing. It sucks, but the good thing is, don't worry, it's not broken. You just pop it right in, and you're good to go. But other than that, man, he was able to pose. I got his head turned more than I thought I could get it turned, so I was definitely on a plus also. And man, this dude just looks weird, yo. Like I don't know, he looks weird, and I like that. I like the weird stuff. Like that's why I like Guillermo del Toro's like Pacific Rim. All those kaijus he created would all look weird. And this is why Hedorah, like, he was not, like I said before, he's not one of my favorites, but he's one of my favorite unique characters where they just look weird, that you don't know what the hell is going on, but you see certain things like those big, crazy eyes right there. Woo, those eyes are so cool. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I could get another pose with him because his legs could bend up. So if I had like a little more time, maybe a little more space, I could have had him basically doing some kind of thing where he's kind of like basically coming down from the air maybe or something like that. Or even had Godzilla like spinning and throwing him. But he definitely does hold his articulation very well, which is surprising for such a weird looking and sculpted figure. And finally, this is going to be my final pose. Yeah, I know it's not many poses you can kind of really get with this guy because most of the posing is really done on the tail and the head and the arms. The legs, I was kind of mistaken. I was trying to do like a weird stance where I could have him on one foot, but the legs, I guess the weight of the body, the leg's not that strong to kind of keep it balanced on one foot, which is normal because Hedorah doesn't do that. I was just trying something different. But as you can see, I do have the little mud, smog, or whatever pile version of him right there on the floor, which I think I'm going to keep because I don't want to keep two flying versions. I definitely want to keep one small like that because it looks creepy, like that brown stuff. And then you see the eyes sticking out. And then right behind them both, or all three of them, if you want to say, I do have the Blu-ray. I forgot I have this Blu-ray. I thought it was part of my collection set, but I have the original one right there. And on the actual cover of the movie, they do call him the Smog Monster. So yes, he's called Hedorah, but on the actual cover of the movie, it's considered the Smog Monster. So I was correct with that. I do remember the Smog Monster. When I was a kid, I do remember that. So, man, it makes me want to watch the movie again now. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. As you can see, this was still not open because I do have the digital versions also. So I have the physical copy that's just not open just yet. And it looks cool with that. You can see this. I mean, you can't really see him back there, but he looks identical to what you see in the back of the box of the movie. So I'm happy with this Hedorah. He is awesome looking, weird looking. I love the fact that they give us the other forms of him. That's something I'm telling you, man. S.H.MonsterArts, more blast effects and more forms, please. And just the amount of detail he has. Yes, he's limited articulation. But that's just more of the nature of the actual kaiju, the actual character. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe button, click that bell notification. And as always, collectors, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale!